Yo. Wow, it's been a while. I got a good excuse, I promise, but I am sorry for not posting any videos for a little bit here. Good excuse. Why haven't I been posting? Why haven't I been around? So, I got COVID. I got sick. I like to say it kind of hit me like maybe a mild to moderate cold. That's what I keep telling my patients. And but I had to quarantine. I had to shut down my office. And I did get a little sick. I got a good cough going. You can still hear it in my voice a little bit. Definitely damaged my vocal cords, but thank God I made it through no problem. My family didn't get sick. It was really, in the grand scheme of things, it couldn't have gone better. But here's the crazy thing. I literally have not missed one day of work throughout this entire pandemic. And, almost 2 years, a year and a half, literally haven't gotten a sniffle in that time. And then out of nowhere, I get hit. Now I know where I got it. It wasn't I didn't pass it on. Thank God we were able to quarantine, shut down my office in plenty of time before I had any chance of spreading. But why, for almost 2 years, did I not get sick? And then out of nowhere, I get COVID. Well, I know why. I know why. If you've been watching any of my videos here over the past year, I've been talking a lot about stress. Stress is so potent, and the more I interact with my patients and the more I'm in healthcare, the more I'm convinced that stress is the most potent thing on the human body. That can be mental, that can be emotional, but that mental and emotional stress wreaks havoc on the human body. We have a very profound stress response in the human body, but that stress response was meant for very short bouts. To get away from a saber-toothed tiger, to pick a car up off of our child, whatever it might be. Very short bouts of stress. We weren't meant to do this for any long periods of time. So I think what happened was I let down my guard. I let down my guard a little bit. Gosh, let's see, maybe since August. I started to let a lot of the pandemic stress get to me, the fear, everything going on in the world and everything. And it's hard being a physician. Any of you practitioners out there know this. We take on a lot of the stress of our patients, and we take on a lot of that hardship. And I think just a year and a half, it just got to me, and I let down my guard. And I've talked about some of the things that I do for my stress: meditation and breathing and walking backwards. If you haven't watched that video, go watch it because it's powerful. But I let down my guard. I stopped doing those things, and it started to build and build and build, to the point where my immune system just didn't work quite as well. And it opened the door up for COVID to get me. Listen, unequivocally, I was in and around the COVID virus many times. Statistics and percentages would say I was probably around it on a daily basis, but I didn't get sick for all those months. And then I did. What's the difference? I think stress got to me, and I think that was the thing. I wasn't doing anything else different. I was taking my vitamins, I was eating healthy, I was exercising, but I let stress get to me. And I got to thinking about this, and I got to thinking about stress, because we're around it daily, right? And I think what's a really good analogy for how this stress gets to us on a day-to-day basis. And I wanted to share that with you. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna meet you back here at the workbench, and I'll walk you through this analogy. Check it out. All right, so check this out. Stress it's a lot like fire. And much like fire, a simple match and a simple flame can't really do anything. Matter of fact, it can actually provide heat. It can fuel a lot of different things. You look at a locomotive and those sorts of things. And a simple flame can do a lot of good. And just like this small flame, stress can also do that. Stress can be an important part of the human experience and health. And these matches are obviously really good for my analogy here. But stress by itself is not a bad thing. What the problem is it's stressor layered on stressor layered on stressor that starts to have a negative effect on the human body. Like this, we see here, stress should ignite for a time and then it should burn itself out. You like how I did that? I adapted. That was good. Terrible matches equals adaptation. But it's only meant to last for a very, very short amount of time. Because if it goes on for long periods of time, it starts to have negative implications on our overall health and well-being. So here we look at this and we see that just a simple strike, a simple match by itself doesn't do a whole lot, right? It just will kind of burn itself out over time, and of course now it lasts a little bit longer, but then it burns itself out. Now, what happens if we have, maybe multiple stressors? Like there's a stressor here, but then you got a little financial stress and maybe some stress at home, some stress with your kids, and then maybe stress in a relationship. And we kind of light these over time, and we look at that, and by itself it doesn't do much, right? These are all going to slowly burn themselves out, and over time, they'll go out. You can see this, the first one's going out already. The financial stress lasts a little bit longer than the other ones, but they kind of all exist separately from one another. Now, what happens if we have these stressors and these stress points like that, but the stressors are all layered on each other? So we have financial stress, we have stress at home, we have stress with our kids, we have stress at, the plumbing goes bad at our house. We had this happen this week, or something wrong with a car, and they're all just one right after the other. Then we add in COVID stress, fear, the news. We add in stress, with coworkers and things like that. We add in that the shipping ports are reduced, and maybe we're not going to get Christmas presents quite as quickly, and it's just one right after the other. And if you keep watching the news, it's this, you guys. I can't tell you enough. Please, 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 please stop watching the news, because the news is this. The news is just this massive accumulation. So when it's just, here and there, like I said, it can even be a positive for the human body, and we don't get sick. Here's what happened to me. This is what happened to me. And I lit the first one, and it caught fire. And then you see here, that's COVID. That's what happened to me. That's why I got sick, is those stressors accumulated to the point where it was overwhelming to my immune system, and it couldn't handle it anymore. Now I have a wildfire. Now, thank God, again, I have a healthy body, and I'm able to resist through that. And I took all my supplements, and I rested, and I did all the things you're supposed to do, and I got better. But this fire in so many people is causing so much havoc. We have to turn the stress off. The first step is turn the news off. The second step is get outside. You can see the remnants, the smoke from the fire. Go back to my previous video. Watch those 5 things I do for stress. Start doing them. Find what works for you to reduce your stress, and start it now to put the fires out. Because I'm going to promise you, if you don't, you're going to get sick. And if it's not COVID, it's going to be the flu. If it's not the flu, God forbid, over long stretches of time, it's going to be cancer. Don't let it turn into that stuff, you guys. There's no reason to. Stop the stress. Allow your body to work the way it's meant to work. Don't put fires into your body that don't need to be there. Spread those stressors out. Live a healthy life. You guys, I'm back. I'm better than ever. We're gonna get healthy this year, and we're gonna do some amazing things. So stay tuned. subscribe to my channel, and we're gonna do some awesome stuff. We'll see you soon.